as a farmer or food producer, I think the big picture of what I do is growing sustenance for our communities and for the land, and growing resilience, and hopefully through that also growing active relationship. And the base of what most of us want to do, it's just that. It's providing these benefits, these social, economic, environmental benefits. And I think the other thing we have in common is a lot of the barriers we face to try to do that work, and how we're marginalized, the level of economic consolidation and concentration we're facing, inequity affecting particular populations more than others, and the need to achieve dramatic change to have the world we all know we need.
We all have so many similar challenges. We have to deal with all of the natural challenges of the weather, whether plants are going to grow, diseases, how do we care for our plants and our animals? And animals are a big part of our of agriculture. So we're connected through that aspect, the actual farming part, but also through policy and how policies and political maneuverings either help us or they prevent us from doing the kinds of things that we really need to do. What I draw from farmers from around the world is the strength of organizations and working together and finding our common ground and working for policies and like a public narrative, a public understanding of what it means to be farmers, how important it is to produce food, and how to build community and culture through that.
Policies that we have here are kind of the tip of the spear, and then the same policies are being put in place around the world. And it really denigrates the food system that people in Europe and other places have had for centuries. Takes away the ability of farmers and communities to decide who will grow, what they'll grow, and giving people a choice in what they eat. Cultural preferences, religious preferences, whatever that may be. So I guess the commonality we have, to sum it up, is that all farmers, no matter how big or how small, no matter what country they live in, are all oppressed by the same government, corporate, globalized food system that really only benefits the corporate entities, not the people, not the farmers, not the environment.
So for me, it's important to recognize the role that we play as people in the U.S. In creating the conditions for wars and continued colonial and imperial practices around the world, and that we have access to power that is necessary for us to get involved in order to end those practices, which now mostly are, is corporate power and trying to change the power dynamics between corporations and governments. So solidarity for me means stepping up and finding a place where we can use our influence and privilege to make connections to others and build community and power in order to try to, transform those really difficult relationships.
Well, solidarity to me means having an understanding of things that's broad enough that you don't, in choosing an action or choosing how to spend your money or how to get your food, you don't think about just your narrow personal interests, but you see how your interests are tied with the concerns of everybody else. Because we'll never get the change that we need in the food system until we work in solidarity with one another.
As farmers, as rural communities, as all working class communities, we have been divided by race and other differences, so-called differences, manufactured differences, for so long, and we really need to fight that. We need to come together and support each other and really recognize that all of our liberation is actually bound up together.